All right, folks, welcome to the Giant Insider podcast. Fresh off this heartbreaking loss to the Dallas Cowboys, 40-37. Brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook on the Believe Network. My name is Jerry Foley. He's Chris Bizignano. Nobody beats the biz. Also co-host of the MandraCast with the voice of the Giants, Bob Papa. Oh, what an exhausting afternoon, Chris. And for those of you who say, I'd rather lose close games than get blown out, hope you mean it, because that was painful. Lots to talk about in this one, Chris.
Yeah.
And it was almost a tale of like who to blame, right? And let me bear with me for a second. First off, I think you tweeted it. If I told you that the Giants had 500 yards of offense and Russ
500, Jerry.
Yeah,
500.
first time in 14 years, by the way, I think, right? So if you told me that and they put up 37, I'd say, oh my God, we won. And James Hudson on the first drive was comical, right? So many undisciplined penalties by the team. Forget about Roy Robertson Harris's one where it was complete BS, but so many undisciplined penalties. Russell Wilson in overtime making two crucial mistakes. You could point to a few things. Not, the inability to score inside the 20. Dable going for it, then kicking the field goal on the next one. But at the end of the day, when you put up 37 and when you score to go ahead with 25 seconds left, you gotta win that game. Come on, Shane Bowen. Come on.
First off, Jerry, I would say this was probably the wildest game since Eli was in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's fair.
51-45.
Yeah.
This was one of the wildest games. Totally and completely unexpected, the Giants offense.
Yeah.
And Jerry, like you just said, look, there are so many people you could go around and say, all right, this didn't happen. This would have happened. But the bottom line, you look at the stats, Jerry, 506 yards, right?
Come on.
Russell Wilson throws for 450, 3 touchdowns, 2 at the late in the fourth quarter. One with, like you said, what was it, 25 seconds?
20 scored with 25 seconds to go.
25 seconds to go, right?
Yeah.
And I understand they were 1 of 5 in the red, and that's an area they got to clean up. They've been very bad in the first 2 games in the red zone. I get it. I get Russell made a dumbass throw in overtime. I get it. I get the false starts and all that. But Jerry, the bottom line is you scored 37 points, 500 yards of offense. You got to win that game. You have to win that game. So all this dramatic, people talking, this could be a top 10 defense and all that. Remember that talk? I think this could be a top 15, a top 10. Well, a lot of times when I came up, I said, well, let's see what happens. They should be improved, but I'm not putting them in that category yet. Well, right there today, this falls on them because this offense gave you a lead twice, 30-27, 34-30, and then 37-34. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah.
And all 3 times you allowed a touchdown, a field goal, touchdown, and then, then you get the ball, Dallas gets the ball at 25, whatever it was, and they kick a long field goal to tie the game. And then even after Russell's stupid pick, big play to George Pickens, Dak runs 46-yard, which is like a chip shot to Aubrey. Okay?
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
So when you needed sacks, when you needed a big play, the Abdul Carters, the Burnses, the Thibodeaux, everybody, Dexter Lawrence still looks like he's out of shape.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Nobody got that big play.
And really say, when they did get a play with Thibodeaux, when Thibodeaux hit Prescott, that was a fumble. If a Giant jumps on it, game over. But because Pickens tried to advance it, they said, oh, you can't, because of the holy roller, you can't advance with inside 2 minutes.
Right.
So even there, you had a chance. There's so many friggin' chances to win this game. So even when they made the play, they didn't jump on, no one jumped on the ball. It's unbelievable. They find ways to lose, even when they do this.
And Jerry, man, that fourth quarter going back and forth, and numerous times I said to myself, well, they're going to lose this game because we're so used to them losing.
Yeah.
And then there was a glimmer of hope there. I actually said, you know what? They're going to win this game. I think they can win this damn game. They're actually going to win this game in Dallas. And then the end happens. And you say, just a wild game. I mean, how many times do you see in a 10-minute overtime each team getting the ball twice?
I know. Yeah. And before, I'll say this, I felt the same way before, until Russell threw the ball behind him. Then I thought, oh no, that's terrible. That is bad now. Even when Dallas tied it, I thought we're still going to win this one in overtime. But when Russell Wilson tried to bring that ball back and they end up fumbling it, and then I think it was 2nd and 17 at that point, I just said, oh no, and then he throws the pick.
So, I mean, so much to cover. I don't know where to start. I mean, look, the offense, big plays all over the field. The Dallas defense they're going nowhere with that defense. They look way better against the Eagles last week. But like I said, Jerry, I told you a million times, you could throw week one right out the window in this league.
Yeah.
Look at the Jets. They actually thought they had an offense. They thought they had a quarterback. They got smoked today by Buffalo, okay?
Yep.
So you see, and you looked at the Giants who couldn't get out of their own way basically offensively last week, and they were like a machine today.
Yeah.
All right. Russell Wilson, so now what Russell did this week was he looked like Russell from 10, 15 years ago with his unbelievable throws downfield. The Jackson dart going to start next week. That talk is finished, right?
Yeah, it's over.
Russell, without question, Russell deserves to come back. Now Jackson, he gets in the game a few times today. Now I thought this was my take on it. You tell me what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I love the first look. Jackson came in. They did that zone read. Okay, you see Dallas kind of focused on Jackson. You could kind of see it a little bit. And then they kind of did it again 2 times in a row.
Yeah, the third one, it got stupid.
They went to the well too much in there.
Yeah. Got too cute.
Scatterbo for all the good things he did today. Big drop in the red zone.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing, Jerry, is that they scored 37 points, and they really should have had more. They were 1 of 5 in the red zone.
Yeah, especially early on in that game. Absolutely. Yep.
Right. So now let's get to the other thing. The elephant in the room, 14 poundies.
Oh, God.
Now, I know, I mean, so many undisciplined plays, pre-snap penalties. Hudson commits like 4, the first player in 100 years, literally 100 years to commit 4 penalties on the first drive of a game. I don't quite know what they were doing, keeping him in there, but Dable said after the game, well, we were moving the ball, so we don't want to change it up.
I would have got him out after the head slap one.
Okay, Jerry. Now,
when he not the head slap, when he when he
foul
back, the third foul overall, the second
25th foul, the 25th foul.
Yeah, he waited till the 4th, but I did. But see, here's the thing: I did see Dable say, "Get Bo ready," and Giant fans on X were saying he's got to come out. I'm like, he's coming out. He's coming out next series. So I'll give Dable credit. I think it was after that third one he said, "Get Bo ready."
Well, yeah, I think the issue a lot of people have is like, get him out now. He's crossing you 15 yards a pop here.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, now in defense of James Hudson, the head slap one, that's a play where you blast the guy with a club in the shoulder pad to move him forward. He missed him and hit him in the head. He wasn't trying to hit him in the head.
Yeah. Okay.
The other ones, it's on Hudson. He's a guy who plays with a lot of edge, man. He's a very physical, nasty guy.
Yeah.
And he got the best of him. It gave me flashbacks, believe it or not, Jerry, of the Odell. What was that?
Carolina. Greg Norman.
Wait, Odell was losing his mind now. One series kept personal foul, and everybody was like, Tom, get him out. Remember, get him out of the game, calm him down. Well, this one here was like, okay, well, get him out, sit him down. Now, the positive that came out of this is what?
Oh, Marcus Bo.
You're not going to see Hudson probably next week.
Marcus Bo came in and did quite okay, dude.
Right. If Andrew Thomas can't go next week, well, Marcus Bo is probably going to start a left tackle. So the positive that came out of that is that Bo showed he could play because preseason is a whole different animal. He showed he could step it up in regular season. I thought he looked very good at left tackle, Bo. I really did. I
was watching him all day because you're watching Russ's blind side. He held up, man. He did really well. Right. I was surprised he played that well coming in like that. I figured you would have had something, maybe a jittery something like a miss or a false start. And because it was a false start, but it was actually on I think it was on Bellinger or Slayton They said, "Oh, and 71, no, it wasn't on him. He didn't commit a penalty." So he looked great, dude. And to your point, if things go awry with John Michael Schmitz, now Bo can go to right tackle when Andrew Thomas is healthy, and Illuminor can move to guard to your master plan there if they want to do that.
Van Roten sliding over.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. It's almost like Bo is so good. I don't know what you do. You got to figure something out here with him. He's good. He's a good player. So he comes in and holds up like it was nothing, like it was Andrew Thomas out there. At least, especially in the passing game.
Yeah, look, he really stepped up. He really did. He stepped up.
Yeah.
I thought John Michael Schmitz in the interior of the line again today was mediocre, but
he gets thrown down all the time. He's on the ground constantly.
Look, one of the main reasons they got Russ over here, they signed into the 1-year deal, is what? They needed to get the ball down the field. Well, they got the ball down the field. Russ made some amazing throws down the field today.
The one to Neighbors was beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yep.
Some beautiful throws. I mean, Russell got the ball down the field. Slay. So many breakdowns in Dallas' defense in the back. Giants taking advantage of their cover two, their quarters look. Eberflus is not a good football coach. I don't care what you say.
Well, I was wondering who was going to lose the game, Eberflus or Bowen. I got to be honest with you, Chris, watching that game. And what I liked about, real quick, when I add one thing, what I liked about Russell Wilson, he didn't miss anyone that was wide open. He hit them all. Like breakdowns, he hit them all in stride.
Right. So, and he had a couple of drops on him too. Wan'Dale had a drop. Malik was a little behind him, but he's got to catch that ball.
How to catch that, man?
Scatterbo with a big drop.
Yes.
Right. So Russell was outstanding today. I know he made that, that gaff in the overtime, but he was outstanding today.
Yeah.
He looked like Russell 2013 or 2015 when he used to just wing it down the field with unbelievable throws. He really did. So I mean, the defense. Not again. Yeah.
No, you come away a little annoyed with those two plays, but you don't come away thinking Russell Wilson lost that game. The defense lost the game. Go ahead, defense. Go ahead.
I mean, look, they did a pretty good job against the run in the first half. Javonte got him in the second half. They did a good job against CeeDee Lamb in the first half. CeeDee Lamb killed him in a one drive in the second half. Pickens, who was pretty quiet early on, he started hurting him. Yep. Debo was getting beat.
And by the way, Drew Phillips got up like he deflected that he dropped it, that kid. I forget who the receiver was in overtime. Drew Phillips played okay. The slamming down CeeDee Lamb was dumb, but that he dropped it, that receiver. That he didn't deflect it. So the secondary is it is what it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, they got some pressure up front. They had 3 sacks. But Jerry, this is one of those situations where you have to make the big play when you need it. You need that when you need that sack, right? You got to get that sack.
Yep.
And they didn't. Now Dak made some good play. The overtime, he gets out of there with the run, but they didn't get that big sack when they needed it. But there was other opportunities too. 2nd and 20, and they was still getting first downs.
We got 2nd and 29. He got like 19 yards on the run.
So Jerry, the defense. Here's the bottom line of the defense. This is the second straight consecutive game now where they've given up over 400 yards of offense. Okay,
right.
Cowboys wound up with 135 in the ground. Williams had a big 30-yard run. Wound up with 97 yards. I'm looking at the stat. Prescott was 38 of 52, 361. And then Lamb and Pickens, who were kind of quiet there, and then they got it going in that second half. Now one drive they just kept targeting Lamb. They looked like they were going after Drew Phillips a lot too. Drew held up a little bit. Other plays he got beat.
Yeah,
I thought he made a great tackle in space later on in the game.
Yeah,
and CD got him a little bit with some nice catches.
And good post on X by you. Bobby Okereke took that ball out of Newman's hands. That was an interception. He had that ball. Had it under him.
Yeah. So and then Drew had the interception, right? Drew later on had the interception.
Had the pick. Yeah.
He had a pick.
They didn't score on that drive.
Jerry, nobody expected this, dude. Not saying that nobody thought the Giants could win. Obviously, I didn't, you didn't, but a lot of people. But I'm just saying nobody expected this type of game, Jerry. Nobody expected this.
Right.
The Giants don't score, and then they come out today, and what they did, and then Dallas, we knew they were going to score, but then even that, and then the overtime, the wild overtime, and then coming down the field. Look, they played. I thought that 2 plays in that last drive. I thought Bowen played that soft zone. Now we'll have to look at it again. I look at these old 22s, but it looked like, they sort of soft zone. They got Ferguson. Was it Ferguson in the slot in
Yeah.
the seam? All I'm saying is, dude, when you got a guy like Aubrey, and I think even Olsen was saying it too. Like, you got a guy like Aubrey, dude, you better not play that soft zone because they don't need many yards for him to have an opportunity.
He can't get to the 50. You can't let him get to the 50-yard line. His leg is that good.
His leg is that good. I mean, that dude could make it from 70. You know what I mean?
You got to treat it like you're on the 10-yard line and they're going in. That's how you have to play it. You can't play that far off. You can't play that soft zone. And I sat there and thought, this kid can kick it from 70. And as soon as he lined up, I thought he's going to tie this game. That was
I agree with you. I agree with you, Jerry. When he lined up, I was like, he's tying this game.
Yeah.
So look, Jerry, it's funny, man. I talk about this all the time, right? I talk about, Jerry, you walk around that building, it's just like losing in the walls. You could just feel it. And I gotta be honest with you, when they hit that pass to Malik, and I thought they were going to come out of there with a win, although I wasn't confident because I knew they had some time left. I said, well, they still got 25 seconds. And this guy Aubrey could make it from 80 yards. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? This could be the game that kind of maybe
starts it.
Maybe starts to wash the walls. You know what I'm saying, Jerry? Maybe just start to wash the walls of the facility a little bit and look forward to the Kansas City game. But once again, and dude, we've been doing this podcast a while. Me and you have been with the Giant Insider for a while now. I mean, how many times are we ever going to talk about these last second losses where we don't go on a podcast or we don't write an article saying, yeah, the Giants pulled out another close one. Great win by the Giants. Just another way to lose a game.
How about this, Chris? How many 60-plus yard losses? Elliott in 20 on the Eagles in 2017.
Yeah.
The kicker for the Vikings, who was our kicker in 2022. Gano when he was on Carolina.
Yeah.
It happens all the time against us. These bomb kicks.
Yeah. So this was a tough one, dude. Dable, you could see in the presser after the game. I mean, this was a real devastating loss. Look, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I think there's a lot of good you could take from this devastating loss. Nobody wants to hear that. I know they're gonna be like, Chris, shut the F up. We lost another one, 0-2. I get it. Offensively, I think there was a lot of good you could take out of this loss, but I can't say that defensively because I'm one of those believers, Jerry. Like I remember talking about it with Papa after the Ravens game Sunday night. Like, dude, they scored 40 points. Papa was talking about it. I said, Jerry, I said, Bob, the bottom line is the Ravens scored 40 points. You got to win that game. What are you kidding me? I don't care about that fumble by Derrick Henry. Well, Jerry, the Giants scored 37 points, 500 yards of offense. Russell Wilson for 4 something. You got to win that game, man. You got to win that game. And Dak now has won 14 in a row. The Cowboys have won 9 in a row, 10 and 11. What the hell it is? It's a ridiculous
9 in a row. Yeah, 10. I think it's 10 of 11. I think 17 of 21 now.
Yeah. So in the locker room, nobody's finger pointing. The guys to say it was a great effort. But obviously we have to do a lot of things, clean up some stuff. But the bottom line is this, Jerry. We don't want them to go 0-2. We talked about this when the schedule came out. We talked about it over the summer. We talked about it when the season started, right? Can't go 0-2. You don't want to go. You got to at least get a split. Well, they got whipped up in Washington. Today was just an unbelievable, devastating loss. But here they are, Jerry. Here they are. 0-2. And now you have to go home against them defending AFC champion who's in a battle right now with the Eagles. And
you better hope they're 1-1. You really better hope they win this game.
And the Chargers, who played a very good first game. They're playing tomorrow night. So that's where we're at, man. I don't know what much else to say, Jerry. There's so much that, just so much to
I'll just say this. I'm going to finish my comments on this. Last week, the defensive performance was hidden behind the putrid offensive performance, right? Because they only gave up 21, but you and I said that game could have been easily 27 points, 28, 35. Yeah. But the Commanders did a lot of things wrong. They were rusty, dropped a lot of passes, missed passes. So they were almost hidden because of how bad the offense was. Today, the defense was there for everyone to see, and they lost this game. They did. You cannot give up 40 points. So that's where I'll end my comments on. Last week they were hidden. This week they're out there for everyone to see. And it sucks. It's a shame.
Right.
Wasted effort.
So
Yeah.
it looks like I'm getting some feedback from the locker room here from some people. It looks like there was a miscommunication on that Russell Wilson interception in overtime with Malik Davis. So I see Russ said something about he had an unbelievable game. It was a little miscommunication on the back end there, but it was special. I always believe in Malik and all that stuff. I took a shot. It didn't work out. Just a little miscommunication. So I look like there might have been between Malik and Russ. Obviously, Malik did a little corner route there, double move on a corner.
Yeah.
And obviously, Russ thought he was going to do an in. So,
Yep.
But look, what are you going to do? There's also pressure in Russ's face. He got rid of it. Kind of, one of those, go get it, Malik. He thought Malik was going to do an in and threw it up there like, go ahead, Malik, go get it. So
yeah,
that led to the game ending, field goal in overtime. But can't blame Russ. Can't blame Malik. Look, I understand miscommunication. It happens. I saw it happen once tonight with CD and Dak, and they've been together for years. Just a devastating loss all around, Jerry.
Yeah.
It's a lot to break down, but I don't know what else, unless I'm forgetting something to do. What else you got to say? I guess Scatterbo, Jerry, he was obviously a big part of this game plan. He got the ball a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about his performance?
I was going to say, it was great. I loved it. I'm bummed that he dropped the pass because a lot of fans are going to point to that, but the run up the middle to the 1 yard line. I mean, even a couple other runs where he just took guys were trying to tackle him. He won't go down.
He ran over Kenny Clark one time.
That's what Kenny Clark. Yeah. Monster Kenny Clark, right? The guy they just got from the Packers. He may have gotten the number one running back spot this week. I know it's early in the season.
Yeah.
But like you kind of get that sense.
You kind of got that sense the way, unless it was just a flow of the game and they liked what Scatterbo was doing, but you kind of got that sense that they kind of liked the Scatterbo. We'll see next week. But look, even today, Singletary started the first play or something.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? And then Tracy came in. Tracy returned kickoffs today. They changed that up. He did a pretty good job on the kickoff returns with Gunnar. I thought Gunnar did a decent job too.
That was the other thing on the last drive. Singletary lost 4 on that screen pass. That when it was 2nd and 14.
Too cute.
Yeah, Singletary. Come on, you got. That's what I mean. What are you doing?
I mean, was it in there? I don't think he was in there for 3 quarters. All of a sudden, there he is on a screen.
That's what I mean. Like, come on, Dable. What are you guys doing?
I honestly believe they overthink and get too cute at times. They try to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, you want to throw a screen there. Keep Scatterbo or get Tyrone the ball.
Or Tracy, right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
they threw a nice one to Tracy earlier in the game. 10-yard screen pass.
Jerry, overall, though, I thought Mike Kafka and Dable had a pretty damn good game plan. I liked what they did against Eberflus's defense. They knew what was coming and look like they knew exactly how to attack it. And I thought they had a pretty good game plan. And I thought Mike was in a flow of things for play calling for most of the game.
Yeah.
When you got 70 plus players, there's always a few who say, I wish you did this, to that. That's part of the game. That's part of the whole thing. But for the most part, I thought Mike and Brian were pretty good what they wanted to do today, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and I know people want to destroy Cat, but that offense wasn't the reason why they lost the game, even though there's some warts, but got to win that game, Jerry.
Yeah, you have to win it. You score that many points, you got to win the game. Yeah, it's heartbreaking because there's so many ways they lost. But man, you just wonder. I really hope the Chiefs win today because I just think an angry 0-2 Chiefs could be disastrous next weekend. So rooting for the Chiefs, obviously, for many reasons because they're playing the Eagles as well. But
let me ask you that. Let me ask you this though, Jerry. I mean, we'll talk about this more on a podcast next week. Obviously, when we preview the game. But there's this. I know they're 0-2, Jerry, but the way they lost today, right?
Yeah.
Does this kind of give you a little enthusiasm going into the Chiefs game Sunday night?
Oh, much more. I mean, if they looked like they did last week, I'd be like, holy crap, when's the season over?
Right.
I mean, today, at least they showed they have life. And the pass rush looked decent today.
Right.
I was going to say, the one thing I want to say, Abdul Carter, jumped off sides twice, but he did force the interception.
Had some pressures.
Had some pressures, right? Yeah. So just keep playing him. He's only going to do good things. The offsides thing. But to your point, I feel a lot better at least more enthusiastic with a
Right.
home game now than I would have.
Right. You feel
Otherwise.
like I think you feel like me, Jerry. We're a little enthusiastic as far as this is going to be a game Sunday night. This is going to be a
Yeah.
game Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, the Giants may be 3-14 again, but they're a better team than they were last year. And that's what we were kind of afraid of early in the season or in preseason. Like, you know what? They may have a bad record, but this should be a better team. And today, that's kind of what you saw. They still make mistakes, but they're better. They're better than they were. So,
especially, I mean, I never thought I would say this, but after 2 games, especially offensively, right? I mean, after what today, after today's performance, you're gonna say, "Whoa, they're better offensively with Russ now." This is what we thought. Not necessarily 500 yards, but we looked at it like, well, there's an upgraded quarterback, so we thought we'd get some big plays now.
Yeah,
well, today they did.
I was going to say the other positives were the seam pass. Russell loves the seam pass, and Theo Johnson rebounded nicely. So I thought that was.
I
good.
thought Theo rebounded. He had one really good catch. I thought they rebounded nicely. And Malik got down the field. Slay got down the field.
Yep.
Wandell got down the field.
Yeah, Wandell had a good game.
And Wandell,
although I think you posted it. Oh, you got to know where the first down is on that one. Oh my God, it was like 7 yards short when he turned around.
Yeah,
come on. But he had a good game.
It's funny, Jerry, because with the addition of Russell Wilson, we kind of anticipated of Wandell not being that 6 to 7 yard reception guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what? Wandell's going to get down the field this year because of Russell. They're going to scheme up things with Well, we saw that today.
Yeah,
we saw that today. So, look, devastating loss, man. Devastating loss. 0-2 Chiefs Sunday night. Defense has got to tighten some things up. We'll see if the offense can continue to play well. I don't obviously not expecting 500, but hopefully the Russell could get. The red zone has to get tightened up, Jerry. The red zone has to get tightened up. So,
yeah,
Jerry, if they're 3 out of 5 in the red zone today, we're not even having this conversation. We're like, okay, well, 1-1 going to move down to Kansas City.
Yep.
So, but I'll say it again, everybody. You scored 37 points, 500 yards of offense. You got to win that game. So,
I'll ask you one more question. Did you have a problem, Dable, going for it on 4th down and not taking the points?
No, I didn't the first time. No, I didn't. I was kind of like, yeah, go for it. I think Dave's had the feeling like we're going to have to score, not kick field goals, so we're going to have to score touchdowns because Dak and the Cowboys are going to score.
I was surprised he kicked it the second time. I thought he was going to go for it because same mentality. I was actually surprised he kicked it the second time.
I think that was a case of last week, Jerry, where I know it was a different scenario. It was
I know what you're talking about.
Downs.
Yep.
Second set it up, but Dave says, you know what? I want to get out of here with points now.
Yep.
I think that was the same scenario where it was the second time they were in the red.
Yep.
And Dave's like, you know what? I want to make it 17-16.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
I got to get out of here with points. I don't want to go psychologically too. I don't want to go 4th down, get shut down again. Dallas gets the ball back 17-13. So I'm not going to crucify Dave's with that one. I know people will question on X, but I didn't have a problem with it.
Yep. All right, man. Heartbreaker, dude. Heartbreaker. We'll come back later this week, sometime, probably Wednesday, but we'll let you guys know. Anything else, dude?
No, that's it, man. I hope we covered everything, Jerry. If anything, look, folks, if anything I forgot, or Jerry texted me, he forgot.
Yeah.
I'll put it on X later during the night because there's so much to cover.
And we'll talk more on Wednesday. Like, the first 10 minutes are going to be what you saw on the all 22 as well. So first 10, 20 minutes anyway.
All right. So I don't know what to say, folks. Hanging there as a heartbreaker, and at least a little enthusiasm offensively going into Sunday night against the Chiefs. So we'll see.
I felt bad for my dogs because they definitely know it's football season again. They were just hiding under the kitchen table during the game. So felt bad for them, dude. Especially the chocolate lab, Taylor. She was like, I want no part of this. So anyway. All right, guys, we'll see you in the middle of the week. Hang in there. Tough one. Brutal. Sundays are Giant days. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.